Hello and welcome back to Path of Exile. We are continuing to level up our Necromancer character here. The intention is to get her to maps, but I'm kind of reaching that point again where I don't want to play anymore. So I'm not going to promise that we're going to make that. I don't want to make any affirmative statements at this point because you know, I don't like to lock myself down into things and then I change my mind and then I look dumb because I changed my mind. But I'm kind of reaching that point where I'm having to force myself to play this game again. And I'm probably gonna I might take another break. I don't know. We'll see. We still need to find the Charthan powder and save Oyun from her deal over there. So we'll figure that out in a second. Before we get too far into the video, I'd like to ask you to help us to reach that next major subscriber milestone of 10,000 subscribers by clicking that button. The number doesn't go up unless you actually click the button. And even if you're not going to watch Path of Exile content, we do have more than 1,600 other videos on the channel. With all different kinds of games, because I like to play a bunch of different stuff. So even if we don't continue this video series, there's definitely going to be something over there for you. Be sure to head over to the channel and check that out. Hit the like button to help spread the video out to more people. And, you know, just in general, the channel. It really helps out with the algorithm and all of that. I don't know. I'm kind of, this game is really good, but at the same time, I'm not a big fan of grindy stuff, and I know that the developer is called Grinding Gear Games and all of that, but I don't like grind. I want as little grind as possible, but with as much fun as possible. And oops, I don't think. Oh crap! I almost died here. Can I not walk into that room at all? I'm trying to get up here. Okay, I'm sort of half paying attention while I run through and try to talk while I do this. I think the thing that is really causing me to get kind of burnt out with this game is just, like every other game that's like this, it's the end game content. It's just the same thing over and over and over again. You run into a map, you clear out all the monsters, you make a little bit, and in this expansion you make a little bit of gold, but you don't make enough gold that you can just quickly run in, do some stuff, make enough gold for the day so that you can support your settlement for the whole day and then go find something else to do. They've set the gold in such a way that you kind of have to be on for, you know, a couple of hours at least to make enough gold to keep your settlement running for the whole day. Once you get it built up to the point where like you have most things maxed out and you want to have a bunch of like you know, it's kind of frustrating for me because I don't want to come in and have to grind maps for 2 or 3 hours a day just to keep my settlement up.
I love this.
It's just kind of I don't want to spend my time that way. I have other things to do, and I'm having kind of the same problem with Fortnite at the moment. They are every season, like they introduced the rocket racing thing, and I've been actually using that as a Oh, we never got the Basilisk Acid? Oh, okay. Let's go do that then. I've gone through the campaign so many times that I have forgotten what's what. Yeah, let's go to the Boiling Lake over here. I can't believe we didn't actually go in here and do this. Let's go do that now. But anyways, what I'm trying to get to is I'm having the same issue with Fortnite. They released a rocket racing league that I guess is I don't know what it's supposed to be based on, but it's okay. It's a fun little thing to do for a couple of races. But they have daily quests in it, just like the daily quests that you have for like the Battle Royale and the Team Rumble and all of that stuff. And the problem is that you have to do a lot more races to get the equivalent amount of daily quests done. Equivalent when compared to the running around and shooting thing ones, where you're doing like the Battle Royale and stuff like that. You have to do a lot more races to get the same amount of experience points out of that as you would the other stuff. And and the problem, and I guess the big problem for me is that it didn't start out that way. It started out where, you know, I could do a few races. I could get it down to where I could do like a minimum number of races, get all my quests done pretty quickly. Like I could get. They originally had it to where you needed to complete 2 quests to get 2 of the prescribed quests to get a daily quest done, which is kind of weird in the first place, but whatever. But then they bumped it up to 3 for the season that followed that, or the battle pass that followed that. And then this battle pass not only do you have to do basically, you have to get 9 individual quests done to get your 3 daily quests done. It went up to from 6 to 9. Now they've made it to where most of these quests require you to do multiple races and finish multiple races. So a lot of them have it set up so that you actually have to finish the race to get credit for completing whatever quest it was that you were doing. Like draft 3 times in a single race, which means you can't just do your drafts and then log out and then go in and do another race to try to like be more efficient with your time. No, you have to finish the race. So they're progressively forcing it, artificially forcing it to take more and more and more time to get the experience points that you're trying to get done so you can level up your battle pass. Because I don't really play Fortnite that much on my free time, because it's something that I more or less do with my wife whenever we want to play a game together. We haven't really done it in a while, but it's something that we do together. So I kind of sort of keep up with it. And I see a battle pass, and most of the time there's like one character on there that I want, and I'm just like, well, I guess I'm gonna get this battle pass, because like for this particular battle pass, it's the banana Wolverine guy. It's called Peelverine. And I was like, well, I gotta get this battle pass. That's too cool to not have. But the problem is just like they're going out of their way to make it to where it takes longer and longer and longer to do these battle passes. And I get it. They want me to pay money so I don't have to spend the time to do it. And that would be fine if they had made that the policy from the beginning. But they're slowly changing it over time to make it take more and more and more time. It's like, if you want us to spend the money, just set it up in the way to spend the money so I can make a decision up front and then decide that I'm not going to do that because you're clearly making it to where I want to spend the money. I hate this like frog in the boiling a frog in water over time thing where they slowly like screw with you, because I'm not the kind of person who ignores that stuff. If I see things getting worse slowly over time, I'm the kind of person that I get annoyed enough by it that I'm done with you now, because I'm at the point now where I'm probably not gonna I'm not gonna do Fortnite anymore. I don't want to spend the time. I don't want to have to spend the time every day leveling up my character, because wow, okay, because they're slowly making it less and less worth it to be in the game. I'm not interested in being. Your game is not the end-all be-all of my life or anybody else's life, and I'm sick and tired of game developers who think that time is somehow a metric. It's not. It's not a metric. Especially, like, what are you getting out of your time? Just, you can say that you had this number of play hours, and that's like a bragging rights kind of thing? That's a crappy reason to, like, try to shoehorn people into playing your game longer. Like, that's an asshole move. Like, completely. And I'm sorry, I have a problem with that attitude. I have a problem with a lot of attitudes from game developers, to be perfectly honest with you. A lot of the things that are the decisions that are being made by game developers are just really getting on my nerves. Anyways, let's see. I know we're doing both of those. But I know I went off on a tangent on that. That wasn't really my intention. I was more just talking about how Fortnite is another example of me getting burnt out because things just take too long to get done what I want to get done. Like, I don't expect to be ultra competitive or anything without having to put in a significant amount of time, but at the same time, it's like, I should be able to have. I would rather they reduce the rewards that you get out of the stuff, and then also reduce the amount of gold it takes to keep your guys working. So that way I can pop in, do, I don't know, 10 maps or something like that every day, make enough gold out of that to keep my settlement running, and then I can go do something else. But they don't have it set up that way. They have it set up so that you have to do like 20 or 30, like at least for me with the settlement that I have to do like 20 or 30 maps or more sometimes to make the amount of gold I need to make to have all my farmers going and having all my miners going and all of the little production things going that my settlement has right now. I understand that they want to balance it and make sure that, the settlement itself is something that you have to put some time and effort into to make significant amounts of currency. But I think I would prefer it if they came up with a way to make it so that the gold is not the limiting factor. It's something else that requires you to put effort into. Because the only thing I really care about as far as my settlement goes is that my guys are continually working. I don't really care that they are that I'm making crazy amounts of money off of the settlement itself. I don't know how to put this in. I don't want to arbitrarily have my guys. I know one solution to that is just have less guys, but at the same time, if I'm able to have the guys working, I want the guys to be working. But I also don't want to have to spend, you know, an hour and a half, 2 hours, maybe 3 hours a day earning enough gold in the game to keep those guys working. So I don't know what the solution is. I mean, I would imagine a lot of people are not going to like the idea of, you know, the settlement making less money as a compensation for that. I don't really know what the right answer is for that. All I can say is that the system as it is now is just it feels obligatory, and I don't like feeling obligated to do things. I don't know. And so, you know, I'm the kind of person that if I can't have things working in a way that is at least acceptable to the way I like things to be, then I just don't want to participate anymore. I compromise to a certain extent on a lot of stuff, but there comes a point where I'm just like, I don't want to play anymore, because this game, the way that all of this is set up, it's just, it feels like a job now. It's not fun anymore. And I don't want to play a game that feels like a job. I don't want to feel a game that makes me feel like I'm obligated to log on so I can fill up my gold coffers so that my guys will keep working. Like, and now it feels like it's a new, now I feel like I'm running a colony as a job now, and it's not just something fun. So I don't know what the solution to that is. I'm sure that a lot of the people who like live and breathe this game, they don't care because they're going to be on here anyway. But I'm not the kind of person who can sit here for hours and hours and hours running maps over and over and over again and doing that. I get bored and I get tired of doing it, and it starts to turn into work, and I want to go do something else. I want to go play another game. I want to go watch some YouTube videos. I want to go find something else to do, because I can't sit here in front of the computer doing the same maps over and over and over again. Like, that's just not fun for me. But again, like, I'm relatively intelligent, but I'm not smart enough to figure out the solution to that. That's gonna be something that like the community has to come together and figure out what the right way of handling it is. All I know is that, and I know I'm not the first person to complain about the gold in this game. There's a lot of people that have been saying, and I think even the developers may be looking at a rework for the whole gold thing. But, you know, for it to be something that motivates me to want to actually do anything with this game, it needs to be something where I don't have to invest a lot of time to keep my settlement running. And they need to find, I think they need to find a different method of maximizing your, like, maybe make the dust a lot more, the magic dust a lot more of a thing. Because that won't be something that makes me feel obligated to come in and play. Because the only thing that really bugs me is, like, I'm not necessarily worried about maximizing profits, maximizing my currency income. That's not really the part of it that bugs me. The part of it that bugs me is that natural existential dread that you feel when you watch the bank account balance going down to zero. And when you look at your bank account balance and it says, oh, you only have enough gold to keep your guys working for another 3 hours and you're about to go to bed, you're like, really? That sucks, man. We need to come up with a different, we need to come up with something different here, because this is ridiculous. I want to be able to come on for, 30 minutes or so, something like that, make enough gold to get my guys running for at least 24 hours so I can come back in tomorrow, do another 30 minutes of mapping, and have my settlement continue working for another half an hour. And then, come up with another way of making it so that if you want to make the crazy amounts of currency, then yeah, you have to put in the time to keep it going, but not make it so that, oh, I have to have this, because, like, even though it's a video game, and even though it's just a video game and all of that, there's still, especially for someone like me, there's still that feeling of like, oh man, I'm wasting time, or, I mean, I know it's not even really wasting time. It's just that feeling of, oh man, my workers are sitting there idle when they really shouldn't be. And it's one thing when you can have your brain says one thing, you're like, dude, it doesn't matter, it's a freaking video game. But then the emotional part of you is like, well, but they're just sitting there and they're not doing anything, and they should be. So yeah, I think there definitely needs to be some kind of a you know, minor rework of the town system to make it so that it's much easier and takes much less time to keep all of your guys working. Even if you've upgraded everything and you have a crap ton of workers, I mean, maybe even just reducing the hourly rate for a lot of those guys might fix the problem. I don't know. But I don't want to have to work. I want to maximize my guys. I want to... because here's the thing. I know it sounds like I'm trying to get something for nothing, but realistically, and I think they should change the farm. I'll talk about that here in a second. Realistically, you have to put in time to get the ore that you're... Like, the only thing you get for free is the farming. And I think they should probably adjust that to require some kind of minimal time investment to keep... to like, maybe fertilizer or something that you have to figure out a way to get, or, you know, maybe you have to spend gold on fertilizer to make that work or something. I don't know. Like, the fact that it's just a free resource, I mean, but then again, I guess the wages that you're paying the farmers is not free either, so I don't know. I don't even really know what I'm talking about, so this is why I said I'm not the person to come up with a solution for this problem. The point I'm trying to make is that you already have to put in enough. You already have to put in the time to gather things like ore, to find ore to market for your guys, and so, you know, I don't want to have to spend a bunch of time having to also earn all the money I need to pay my dudes to keep them working. So that's just kind of, I don't know, that's my thought. But let me move. Oh my God. Yeah, I've got to get to the point where I don't have to worry about getting frozen anymore. This is ridiculous. We're actually fairly underleveled for this place, so we're gonna take our sweet time, because we have plenty of time to finish this area, and we really need the experience points. So yeah, but the part that makes it feel grindy to me right now is just the gold. It's keeping the settlement running. I don't like having to, because it's super frustrating when I finish a map and then I turn the gold in, and the time to 0 only goes up by like an hour. And I'm like, you want me to do like 30 plus maps to be able to make it so that my settlement continues to run? That's a little much for me. I know the hardcore players are like, I do 30 maps every day. I don't want to do 30 maps every day. I want to come in, do 10, maybe 15 at the most, and then I want to go, because I get real bored by then. I'm ready, like after 5 or 10 maps, I'm pretty bored and I'm ready to move on with something. But then I look at the time to 0 from what's his face over the money manager guy, and I'm just like, well, I gotta do some more maps or my settlement's just gonna be sitting there idle. And then I have that little internal argument with myself, like, dude, it's just a game, it doesn't matter if they sit there idle. But then the part of me that hates inefficiency is like, well, but they shouldn't be sitting there idle, so we need to stay and do this stuff. So yeah, I think a rework of the gold, I think it's in the pipeline. I think I've heard rumblings about that being a thing, but I hope it comes sooner rather than later. Well, I don't know. Because here pretty soon, ideally, we're going to have Path of Exile 2 coming out, and we're really looking forward to that, because I think it's going to be more my style. While this game is definitely much more fast-paced and it's kind of fun, you know, just running around the map and watching monsters just die all over the place, there's way too many gotcha stuff in it. Like, oh, you didn't think about this thing, and now you're going to die because you don't have the resistances for it, or you don't have freeze immunity, or you don't have this, or you don't have that, and we don't provide you with a way to avoid it because, you know, that's just the way it is. So, apparently the mantra in Path of Exile 2 is going to be something along the lines of, we want to design the game in such a, or they have designed the game in such a way that's more based off of skill and your ability to actually play, rather than, oh, this random thing hit you that you weren't expecting and now you're dead. It's going to be more, there's a lot more anticipation to those things that are going to kill you. It's much more obvious that those things are going to hurt and going to kill you, and you're going to be much more likely to actually pay attention to them. And even though the game itself looks like it's going to be... Oh, wait. I didn't mean to come in here. Damn it. Hold on. And as usual, I forgot to bring up my Necromancer, because now I don't... Since we got all of that other stuff... wait, why did I come over here? Oh. What am I doing? Since we got all that other stuff, I forgot to, we got that extra skill point. I didn't think I needed to bring it up, but we kind of do. Let's see. Level 60 from a Necromancer. Nope, 770? Really? Okay, we're heading down to this here and then up into the life regeneration. Alright, cool. Moving on. So even though Path of Exile 2 looks like it's going to be much slower paced gameplay, I'm actually kind of looking forward to it, because if it's going to be the kind of game where it's truly my fault when something happens and not just oh, this thing I didn't know about just got me because I didn't know about it, or, you know, I don't like insta-death stuff, and I don't like movement impairing effects that you can't avoid and that just kind of randomly get you. Like if the monster's winding up an attack and it's very clear where that attack is going to hit, then, you know, if I stand in the fire basically, then that's on me. But a lot of things in this game, there's insta-cast things where all of a sudden you're frozen, and then you're frozen for seconds and seconds, and there's nothing you can do about it, because once you're frozen, unless you happen to have a potion that has a, you know, removes freeze effect or something like that. Like there's way too many variables that you have to pay attention to. And if you don't pay attention to them, it's just punishing to the point of ridiculousness, as far as I'm concerned. So I'm looking forward to the new game and the new approach to the way that things are going to be, because of those specific reasons. That it's going to make it so that if I die, more than likely it was actually my fault, and not just, oh, you didn't make sure your resistances were high enough, or oh, you didn't make sure you had freeze immunity, or oh, you didn't forget you forgot this detail or that detail, you didn't build your character correctly. Like, I don't want my build being the thing that determines whether I'm going to live or die. I want my skill as a player being the thing that determines whether I live or die. And I want it to be something where, you know, I can practice and get better at it and overcome those things, and not have it in such a way that, you know, you have to have this kind of a build, and you have to follow these sets of things to make sure that you have enough health, and you have enough this, and you have enough that. And, you know, if you don't do these things, you're going to die. I don't like that. Very much not a fan of that approach to things. Alright, let's go kill Chevron, and we'll move on. I know we're kind of slowly meandering our way through this, but like I said, I'm really trying to catch up with the levels, because it seems like they're jumping up a lot faster than I remember. I mean, I know they're not, but it's just, this character is able to just kind of run through maps, sort of, and we haven't been killing as much as I'm used to. Because normally I can run through the map, drop my guys down, let them fight this stuff, and then they'll kill them by the time I move on. I am probably spending too much time standing here watching and helping them kill stuff. Because they should really be able to take care of most of this on their own. Yeah, like they're slamming these guys down, but I do need to stop for these blue guys. We didn't get quite as many experience points out of that as I was kind of hoping we would, but that's fine. Stand here and hopefully just burn her down. Nope. To avoid all of this stuff here. Alright, trying to not lose it. Oops, I didn't mean to pick that up. So, yeah, I don't know. That's my philosophy on that. I'm also at the point where I'm kind of just trying to figure out what I'm going to do from a gaming standpoint, because I'm kind of running out of games that I want to play. And, like, some of the games... Like, I started playing this game again because it was getting a decent number of views. But it's kind of not anymore. And, because it feels like it's turned into more of a job than fun to play, I'm kind of at the point again where it's like, that's another reason I'm kind of ready to step back from this. I was kind of hoping that Star Trekker would be something that kind of turned into another series that I wanted to play, but unfortunately, it has a lot of issues with it that's just making me I'm not jiving with that game, and I really wanted to. It seemed like it was going to be a really great game and something that I could play for a while, but it has issues with its controls, and it has issues with its fee structures, and it has issues with a lot of different things on it that just really bothers me. And it provides you with a lot of information, but not enough information to make it easy to figure out what you're supposed to do. And the information is not organized in a way that, you know, helps you figure out what's wrong. Jeez. That helps you figure out what's wrong. See, this is what I'm talking about. It's like, and there's so much visual busyness going on that I'm sure that that was my fault that I got hit by something I shouldn't have let myself get hit by, but it's just, there's so much happening. It's hard to follow and it's hard to avoid. That is a skill-based problem. Like, I know that's something I need to get better at, but at the same time, it's like, well, you know, I'm not a big fan of one-shot things happening either. But that's a personal preference thing. I can't expect everybody to agree with that. So anyways, I've rambled on enough about this. We're going to go ahead and call it an episode. I do not know if there will be another Path of Exile episode tomorrow. There may be, there may not be. Depends on how I feel about it. I really need to be, I either need to be motivated to play because I want to play the game, or there needs to be some kind of benefit for me doing it, i.e. lots of views. And this series doesn't get enough views that it makes it worth it for me to suck it up and sit down here and commit time to playing every day. I'd rather spend that time finding something else that maybe is going to get more attention, or it's something that I was going to play anyways and I might as well make a video out of it. So we'll see how that goes. I'm kind of burnt out on this game again already. It seems to be kind of a back and forth thing. I'll come back and I'll play for a little bit, and then after you do, you know, a couple hundred maps over the course of a few days, over the course of a week or so, you're just like, kind of ready to be done again. We'll see. I don't know. I make no promises. Anyways, be sure to hit the subscribe button. We do have a bunch of other videos on the channel, even if you're not going to watch this one. All different kinds of games. You're going to find something on the channel that you are interested in watching, because I like all different kinds of games. More than 1,600 videos over there, plenty for you to find. It's organized in a nice, easy to find, easy to navigate playlist and everything. So head over to the channel, do that. Like the video to spread this video out to more people. And then, yeah, we have channel memberships available if you'd like early access to videos as they come out. Or you can just leave YouTube's version of a tip with the thanks button. So again, thank you very much for watching this video. We'll see if there's another one, but regardless, come back and watch some of our other content in the future. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you then. See you for the next video.